Okay, dummy.
Oh, you dirty, rotten bull! How could you break off? You dirty, rotten mother! Oh, dirty, rotten! How dare you break? Oh, I can't believe it broke off! Not again! Oh, man alive! Son of a... Oh, I can't believe it broke off! Jesus! No wonder I'm the disgruntled mechanic!
Hey folks, it's your favorite 98%er on YouTube, Mike the Disgruntled Mechanic. What I'm going to do here today is I'm going to show you how to mount and unmount a Blizzard 8000 HD snowplow. Maybe you've done it. I've just learned some tricks over the past 5 years owning this, so what makes things easier and a little bit quicker for hookup, which I'm all about. And another reason I'm doing this is I put the replacement switches in, and I showed that in the last video. So I actually want to show those switches in action and how they work. So let's go ahead and unhook this and hook it back up and see how it goes. So here we are at the plow. One of the things you have to remember for sure is what you have to do is in the cab, make sure that your controller is connected but off. It has to be off. Now right now, the way I have this switch, I actually have that. This is the momentary on, constant on, and this is the momentary up and down. So it was in the always on position, which means you can operate the controller from inside. So what you have to do is hold this down to drop this plow down. And the first thing, the instructions are up there, but I just learned some stuff putting a piece of wood down for the legs and stuff. And actually back here under my wheels, you can't see it, but I put 2x6s underneath to come up on, try and get everything level so that when you hook back up to it, it can be quick and relatively easy, hopefully. So the first thing you got to do is you got to hold your switch down here and drop your plow, because that drops the cylinder back here in the back. I know you can't see it, but there's a cylinder there, and that arm will go down, and that arm has to be down for these legs to come down, or otherwise they won't come down, because there's a mechanism that keeps them locked while that cylinder arm is up for your plowing position. So let's hold this down. Now the plow went down, that arm and cylinder went all the way down. Now I should be able to drop my feet. For this, I'm going to go over to your side, do the same thing. What you want to do is make sure your feet's all the way down. So take this, and that's good enough. Now what you got to do is hit your momentary switch, bring your cylinder, bring your plow back up, because you have to do that to take the pressure off the pins to pull your plow pins. And these are the new switches, as you see. See, your plow won't go up either now because you have these feet down. But that's my new switches working. They're working so far. So, oh boy. Sometimes you have to jiggle and wiggle this a little bit. Alright, there was too much pressure on that. There was too much pressure on it. So all I did was brought that cylinder down a little bit to take the pressure off this pin here. And of course, as you can see, it could use a little bit of WD-40. I usually do that the last time I do it, but I may have to plow more this year. Just going to hop around the other side, do the same thing, actually reach across. Give her the old classic. Now, maybe I won't give her a classic reach around. Alright, so I'm pulling the other pin. Now, your plow's unhooked other than the wiring. So let's unhook the wiring and I'll back away. Okay, dummy. Let's not unhook the wiring. Let's leave the wiring hooked up. Reason being, what I forgot to do, and I noticed it, and of course you'll drag your plow right back if you don't do it, the cylinder's still up. So now, momentary on, down. Now we'll unhook the wiring. We'll fire the truck up and back away. So there it is, dropped away. Now when you come into it, you just want to make sure that this is hooked up with this. I can be good at it at times, other times I can really suck. But what I'll do is I'll pull back up to it. We'll test our switches again and do it. I'm going to leave my blocks of wood here. I'll probably leave them here for when I go to hook it up next time too. But I am going to leave the plow here for now and hope that it doesn't snow anymore. So let's hook back up to it, see what happens. Now, a lot of times what will happen is, see you got this, that's actually in the saddle. Usually that's enough that your arm will come up and pull everything in. So we'll try, but normally, you know, you don't just unhook and rehook like that. So you have to come into this and you have to come into it blind, you know, without everything set up so closely like it was for unhooking it. One of the things that I do is I always have a 2-ton bottle jack with me, and normally what it is your plow itself is usually lower than your truck. So this won't come into your plow. So what you do is just take your jack this up to about where it's level with this, nice, easy, slow, pull right into it, everything's leveled up, works great. So, okay, first thing we got to do is hook the wiring back up. Now we got that hooked up, momentary switch. We're going to hold that down. Oh, got to have the power of the truck on, sorry, 1 minute. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to put that down, up on the plow. That arm was close enough that it pulled everything in. So now you're good. Now it's just a matter of releasing these pins, putting them back in, and the other side. Then the next thing is that pin didn't go quite all the way in. You can just give them a little kick usually. Like I said, if you spray a little WD-40 on, I probably got some here somewhere, I'll do that. But your next step is, you can't move these legs while that cylinder's up. So down, and of course you're hooked already. So down, and you put both of these up. You'd put the one up on the other side, and you pull away. That's it. One thing you want to remember, make sure you put that in when you're all done. Make sure you put that in the on position, the always on position, so that you can actually run it from the inside. I'm going to take it out of that because I'm going to drop all this off and unhook my wiring. One of the other things to remember is if you put these switches in like I did, you replace them with another kind, you know, it's not going to follow your instructions down here. I mean, it just makes sense. You're going to have to remember which is your on, your momentary for that, and of course your up and down is up and down. That's pretty easy. But your momentary on, always on, is the one you'll have to worry about. So that's pretty much it for doing the hookup of the Blizzard 25. Yeah, I have a 2500 HD Duramax, but that is the operation of hooking and unhooking your 8000 HD Blizzard snowplow. Hey folks, so there you have it. Hooking and unhooking my 8000 HD Blizzard snowplow. It's a pretty good unit. I like it. We have these at work. They all last pretty good except for the lights falling apart, but that's another story. So I'm going to wrap this one up. And once again, it's your favorite 98%er on YouTube, Mike the Disgruntled Mechanic, saying, just remember, if you can get somebody else to do it, you're probably better off. Till next time.